I'm Casey Brown. I'm one of the attorneys at the Callahan Law Firm, and I wanted to share with you a little bit today about what we've learned over the years in terms of how insurance companies evaluate injury claims and why they make the offers they do. First of all, any offer from an insurance company is going to be based on two primary factors. One, to what extent they think that their insured is responsible for your injury. And that would include evidence from things like incident reports, police reports, eyewitness statements, and other information that both sides gather at the outset of a case. So that determines who's at fault and to what extent they think that their insured is going to be ultimately held responsible by a court. So they take that information into account. And they also take into account the severity of your injuries. And they primarily base that on the information that we provide them. Things like medical records, medical bills, imaging from MRIs or x-rays or photographs of your injuries or reports from your doctors. This is the information that the insurance company will initially use to evaluate your injury claim. So that's why it's important that when you are making an injury claim that you have good documentation of what your injuries are. And that would include going to the doctor and telling the doctor all of the problems that you're experiencing due to a car crash or on-the-job injury or something like that. To the extent that you withhold any information and leave that out, that's information the doctor won't know and won't put in your medical records. And so that if you come back later on and try to tell the insurance company, hey, I'm having problems with my shoulder or my knee or my neck, but that information is not on your medical records, then the insurance company's not going to evaluate that, and it's not going to be part of their offer. So that's why we always tell our clients how important it is. It's vital that you are completely forthright and candid with your doctors and tell them everything that's bothering you as a result of your injuries. And so that gives them the opportunity to evaluate you, determine what your injuries are, how it could be related to the car crash or the on-the-job injury, and then put that in your medical records, which can then later be used by the insurance companies to make an offer on your case. Because if you don't tell your doctors about your injuries, then it won't be in your medical records, and it can't be used to evaluate your injuries and then later on make an offer. So if you've been injured in a crash with a commercial motor vehicle like an 18-wheeler, or you've had an on-the-job injury, give us a call at the Callahan Law Firm to see how we can help. You can reach us at 713-224-9000, or you can reach us through our website at callahanlawfirm.com. Thanks.